Hello all. I haven't uploaded in nearly a month, for the sole reason of that I forgot that this channel existed. Anyway, we're back now, and doing things that you probably don't care about. So, a few days ago I released this collection of survivors. They're just generic anime characters replacing each whatever. Here's the thing. These were pretty easy to make, because unlike the other ports I've done, they're all done by the same guy in quick succession, I would assume, in the same program. Which means that I could just have some scripts to automate certain things, like in this case, for the facial flexes and the vertex groups and what have you. So by the time I was doing the last few, like Osaka here, actually no, she was difficult, but as I was getting on, I was getting this done very quickly, right? So, what I was thinking, what if I speedrun it? Because although this collection is done, there are some bonus thingies I want to add. I've already done one of them, but I need to add an extra character that some people wanted, so that's what we're doing today. Last time I did this, supposedly it was 40 minutes. So the end goal is to have the model, right? Have the world model with all the textures, the outline, facial flexes, what have you, and the view model. I'm not including VGUI in this speedrun, because that's gonna take a little extra time, and it's not necessarily important. Also, I don't want to rush it. So, let's begin. I don't know how to start the timer. Okay, oh god, that is a thingy in Blender though. So, first order of business, we need to import the model. I could not find a good place to put the light split, so this is what you're gonna get. Scale, okay. Okay, she's here. If I'll be honest, they don't really look much like the character, but I also don't care, so I feel no attachment towards Kaori. I apologize. You select all of it, you dumbass. There we go, okay. Next order of business, we need to set up the texture, because right now there's 18 bajillion materials, because this is an MMD model that it's just part of the course. Luckily we can just make one of these. Save Atlas 2. So hopefully it's generating it. Okay, it is. You'll notice that she's doing blackface right now. I don't know why it does this, but I know the solution to it, so that's something at least. That and that. Okay. This light split is a bigger problem than I thought it would be. Okay, select these, select these, select these. L, delete faces. Perfect, okay. We're ahead, blackface calling. Next order of business, I am going to copy the mesh and use our first script wherever it is. Here it is, renamer. That I did not write a word of. Well, I kinda did. Copied all these. I noticed that with the facial flexes, occasionally they're different for each character. I don't know why. Osaka was the biggest perpetrator of this. Oh yep, these are the wrong way around. Because, of course, otherwise... yeah, it's fine. Okay. We're gonna have to rename these two. This isn't usually part of the speedrun. Well, it probably should have been. I never checked. Okay, perfect. I just saved. Already 2 minutes in, goddamn. Come on, Blender, don't crash on me now. The speedrun's going. Okay. Next order of business, we want to scale them. Now, quick time loss here. Oh, I forgot I was watching this. Quick time loss here. This is the character reference sheet for all the heights, right? It's official, supposedly. And it's been very useful. Now, what you'll notice is that Kaorin is not here. That's Kagura, that's the closest one we got, but she's not here. I don't know how tall she is, nor do I really care, so I'll just make her relative to, like... I'll just make her like Tomo height or whatever. Okay, perfect. Let's put that closer, and then we're gonna have to unlock these, because for some reason it doesn't let you do things. Still unbeknownst to me. I've decided to use Ellis animations for her, approximately 15 seconds ago, and Tomo's pretty good, well, Tomo's height was pretty good for Ellis, so, yep. Next order of business, we need to fix up the model, because right now, it's busted. I'm gonna hide the face, because I don't want to lose this. Then mesh merge by distance. Now, this will break things, but it did also remove 20,000 vertices, so, you know. What the hell am I doing? Okay. Now, we need to... well, we can remove these first, because there's for some reason always, like, an extra layer on top of these. I don't yet fully understand why, I just know that it's there. Mesh normals recalculate outside. Very good. And then... oh, the skirt's fine. It usually isn't. Okay. Even the hair is fine. What the hell? Okay. That's progress. But we're not done, because there's a lot of gaps in her that we want to fix. Don't render it. Okay. Select the hands, which we don't need. Select this that we don't need. God, she has long hair. Okay. I don't know what you're for. It's on every single one of these, and I have no idea what its purpose is. Okay. So how I've been doing these, we select one of the outermost bits. So here, deselect all that. E, extrude, and merge at center. Fucks up the UV a bit, but do I look like I care? Then we just select all these. Shift D, mesh normals flip. Yep. Then we just recalculate the outside of these. Somehow. Why can't I find it? There we go. It's probably the other way around, and it is. And it's also... okay, there we go. Then we do the same thing for the other side. Okay. Do that. Did I? Aw, you... okay, that's annoying. Which means it probably copied on the other one as well. I'm doing this to show that porting anime models usually takes at least a bit of effort, because a lot of workshoppers, or like commenters or whatever, think that like, oh, you just put it in and then within 30 seconds it's done. Which, you know, I understand why you could feel that way, because there is a lot of them on the workshop, so put two and two together, you would assume that that just means they don't take long to make. But they take longer than you'd think. Okay. Oh, hello. Right, and I'm proving that to you. With this very quick and easy thingy to make. Okay. That's the hands done. Now we want to do the neck. The slice split is intimidating. You go to vertex selection. You don't typically have to do this for these kind of models. It's just that for some reason most of like a lot of stuff here isn't modeled, but rather just textured, like with alpha channels. Which I'm guessing it's because, you know, that's easier to do than actually modeling it, because I wouldn't know how to model it, but I don't know, it's just strange to me. But it does also mean that we have to do this. Mesh normals are calculate outside. Wonderful. Then we want to do the one for the chest. We're going to have to duplicate the skirt later too, but I don't want to do that currently. Select all you. E, merge at center. Yep. Perfect. Okay, that's the model set up, which means the next order of business is setting up the skeleton. Because you can't just use the one the model comes with, because this does have one. We're using Alice again. Can't we? We can... it does have its own skeleton, but we can't use it because the like rotations are off and it'll become very broken. That there? Okay. So, now we just simply set up the pose. Now, word of advice, never move the pelvis. Okay. You'd think you'd have to, because this character's pelvis is up here. Don't. Okay, no matter what the IRS tells you to do, don't move it. Why? Because it will break a lot of animations. Not moving it can also break animations a little bit, but the thing with actually moving it the other way, actually moving the pelvis, the issue with doing that is that crouching and in-cap animations and a variety of other things will be wrong. Like, she'll like sink into the ground and whatever, which is unrealistic, I'm sure you'd agree. The reason it does this is because it uses the spine's position as like the location of which it should move. Like, okay, you have to move the character down 78 units, or like whatever. And the thing with doing that is if that's designed specifically for the exact pelvis position, right? So if you do move it and it's like, say, 20 units lower than before, then your problem is that it'll move them down 20 units more than it's meant to, which means it's gonna break. Okay, and that's why you shouldn't move them. Okay. There is this thingy on the guide for I know I'm not aligning these correctly. That's intentional. There is the thingy on Mr. Funreal's guide about like this animation edit thing that you can use to improve that. I've never used it, and I have no intentions to, because you can't. It means you'll have no reanim compatibility, and it also doesn't like cover all animation. It doesn't include crouching, so, and also it only uses bills in cap. It's not worth it. There is the small proportion base, which is another model thingy that you can use. I hate doing fingers; they're the most annoying. The thing with them, the small proportion base, is that I've never used it, so I don't know much about it, but I assume you have a selection of different sizes you can pick from, but it can't be precise, right? And the thing I've been doing with these models is I want to keep them precise to the show, so I have all the characters be like the correct height or whatever, other than Kaori, because she doesn't fucking have an official one. There's probably like a side-by-side view somewhere in the anime, but I don't particularly feel like going through 26 episodes just to find the one shot in which they're together. I mean, you know, it's just not worth my time, if I'm honest. So, yeah, but with the rest of these, I have kept it pretty accurate, I feel. You know, Sakaki's the tallest. I made her Francis height, which is 6'5". It's unrealistic. I usually have the characters' heights be relative to the usual survivors, right? Like when I'm doing my Keto or Shujo ones, I have them vaguely relative to the correct survivor. Here's the problem with doing that. What am I meant to be rotating? It doesn't matter. The problem with doing that is that the survivors in Left 4 Dead are rather tall. Just overall, in general, they're pretty tall. And a lot of anime characters are pretty small. So in this case, Sakaki, right, this one, by far the tallest character out of this crew, would only be Zoe's height. Which means that the smaller characters would be unbelievably tiny. Which, although funny, it would have troubles with the whole pelvis thing that I mentioned before. Speaking of the pelvis, I mentioned why you shouldn't rotate it. Let me now give you a reason that you could if you wanted to. It's because of the legs. So, how a lot of animations work, supposedly, is that they're relative to specific parts on the model, like specific bones. So, the pelvis, the legs are relative to the pelvis, so they rotate around it. Which means, if the pelvis is super high up, then the legs will move much further than they usually would, which more often than not will break models. I know this because I witnessed this firsthand with Chio when I was doing her. And this isn't really something you can fix without, like, replacing every single animation in the game, which, I mean, if you're dedicated, if you care about the model, the character a lot, you could, but, like, sometimes you gotta say, is this really worth it? And, I say no. Am I doing... No, I'm not doing another one of these, I don't think. I might port the Yotsuba characters, but... Sorry, I'm having a nice cup of tea. I might port the Yotsuba characters at some point, but that'll be a while in the future. I need to finish up with the actual manga. I'm like on chapter 40 or something. Anyway, skeleton's done, right? So we just pose, apply pose as a rest pose, and then we can just make her use it. I cannot see shit. Shapes, thank you. Now, theoretically, yep, she moves. Now, okay, yeah. it's a little cursed, mainly because of the whole constraint symmetry. Yeah, the head is worrisome. The reason for this is because she has extra bones there. Holy shit! That is a lot more bones than these usually have. Okay. They usually only have like 2 hair bones or something like that. The guy who made this was very conservative with the hair bones, but like, god damn. I mean, it's still within limits, I'm pretty sure. I don't think we've exceeded them. I think that's all. Oh yeah, we've got to get the breastbones, obviously. Separate that out. Merge. Not yet. We actually have another script we want to use. Not here. Also not here. Of course, I click on the last one that I need. Jiggle Maker. This is just a quick script to auto-turn all these bones to be compatible with Jiggle bones. You can just use force realign in QC, but I don't wanna, so I'm not gonna. What we want to do, we want to merge these to here. Control P, keep offset. Yep. Control P, keep offset. You two as well. Next up, these. How many bones do we have right now? 105. That's well within acceptable limits. The limit is 127, right? But I'm gonna decrease it anyway because I don't want to do that many in the QC. I'm lazy. You should know this. So I'll just merge a lot of them together. It's this hella useful add-on, merge active bones. Like, honestly, I don't know what I'd do without it. It's so helpful. Then we just select all these, merge it with the head. And now we're not done because for some reason, well, I can understand why the eyes are rigged to another thing. For some reason the tongue is as well. I've never seen this before. I don't know why the tongue in particular is rigged elsewhere, but it is. So that's what have you. We don't necessarily need to rig the eyes because we're gonna add source engine eye tracking anyway. Okay. What now? Attachments. Right. So we wanna first give her a holster, which I've done the same for all of these. Just put nicks around her leg. And I would delete him because I'm stupid. I want to select the producer body, select the inverse, delete those vertices. Okay. Yes, it's large right now. Yes, we will fix it. I've done the same holster for all of these. Someone that I know said that it's weird to have it like under the skirt. Like, how does that work? I don't know, but they did the same thing in the arcade version with that one character who's also a Japanese schoolgirl. So I'm just keeping it Left 4 Dead accurate, if I'm honest. I mean, 20 minutes in, that's not good. Our time is running low. Okay. That's not the end though. It's all well and good having the holster there, but now we need to set up the attachments. So luckily, my good friend, Jacob, has his own thingy of this. I'm surprised he has one of these. Knowing him, I would imagine that his solution would be to manually calculate the offsets for all of these. Because it's all about doing things manually, even for things that don't need to be done manually. But you know, teach their own. I have to rename these because he adds a valve pipette to all of them for a good reason, I'm sure. Now we just need to pose these in the correct positions. Okay, look, she's ready to kill you now. Look at that. Damn. Okay. Your relations are holster flop. That's the name. I always add jiggly holsters to these because I know how to, and it's fun. That's progress. We're nearing finish, actual. Which I guess means we can start on the QC now. This should also be pretty easy. Although life split might be a problem. I don't know. Okay. Which means that we can actually do the proportion pose. Now, the proportion pose is very important. Essentially, important to make them a monster, I can see that, But the reason we do this is to make the animations work. Because I don't know if you can tell, but Kaori and Ellis look pretty different, right? Just a smidge. And as such, she looks a little strange right now. And she'd look very strange if we didn't make the proportion pose. The proportion pose's job is to make it not look silly. Okay, live display, out of my way. Export the proportion pose, and then export the DMX. Binary 3, model 15. And now, we can do our first compile. Okay, so now, she will be missing textures, but otherwise, she should work. Yep, she works alright. Okay, sick. We're gonna have to add the hair jiggles. I don't know how many there are. The spines are fucked on these, that's just part of the course. There is 8 of them, goddamn. We can just copy them from Tomo. I don't know how many she has, but also 8. Oh, convenient. I have no idea if I kept it the same for all of them. If I were to guess, no. My shock is immeasurable. Okay, next order of business is the textures. Whose eyes is this? They look like Tomo eyes. Doing the eye tracking isn't hard, it's just annoying to do the texture for it, because you need to make its own dedicated eyeball, which isn't difficult, like, you know, it's just bothersome. We're 32 minutes in, man, we gotta get going. I haven't even done the fucking outline yet. It'll take 30 seconds, but I haven't even done it. And I haven't duplicated the skirt either. God, I'm awful. The worst modder ever. Where do you watch this? Shift E, mesh, and almost flip. Out of my way. Okay, fully sec. We can export this in the meantime. Next up, Kaori text. Atlas, I clamp these because they're huge textures. They're like 8 by 4K, which we don't need. Why am I enabling that? Yep. Okay, that's done, I think. I didn't check. Left delete use. This is where I put all my textures. And now, she should be visible. She is. What? Oh, right, okay, I forgot to set the holster. That's fine. But anyway, she should be working. She is. Do the flexes work? Sure looks it. What the fuck? Why does her neck move? What? What the hell? That's weird. Anyway, what I want to do next, what we actually have to do, this is another thingy, we need to set up the pistol, the animations. World Pistol A. Because she's not holding it very well. She will never hold it very well, but she can get close. I think I need to apply the scale. Yes, that's why. Okay, sick. I didn't check on them where it is. Bone. If you're wondering how you have to do this, it's called eyeballing it. There's no trick to it that I know of. Well, there probably is, but there's no trick that I can be bothered to set up. So we're doing it manually, just like the good old days. While we're here, actually, we can do the view model, because the view model is very simple. It's literally identical for every single character. I did it the first time with Sakaki, and then that's it, we're done. We don't need to do this anymore. Perfect. While we're here, may as well just do it now, because it takes no time at all. And also it'll be useful later. Make new armature, VM's producing new. Essentially all it is Rochelle's hands, UV'd to the character, with Nick's suit, but made smaller. That's it, there's not much to this one. Image textures, and there we go, that's the view model hands done. Just like that. Okay. There are 3 minutes until my time is up. No way it was only 40 minutes. MFX, you lied to me. I swear. We'll worry about the proportion pose later. Let's get the fucking eye tracking done. Eye tracking isn't that hard to set up. It just can be kind of annoying because getting the actual position, what have you. Get the eyeball. Okay, that's the centerpiece, supposedly. Move it down a bit. Global X. You out of my way. So the global X, that was the left eye. There. There. Then we want the Z axis. Same for all of them. And you should get the Y angle as well. I'm going to do it in this way called guessing. It's probably like 1.4 or something. It's around that. I can't be asked to make it. Let's do 1.3 for the size. Perfect. Okay, sick. Now we just need to actually add the mesh for that. She's scary right now. We will make her scarier, don't worry. Select loops, edge loops. Fill. Eyeball, L, sign. Right. I hope you don't use this as a tutorial, because this is not how you're meant to do this stuff, okay? This is how Chimmy does this. Oh, you can make it small? Ooh, time loss. Okay, DMX, export. Now let's see if the eye tracking worked. Probably didn't, because I guessed one of the values. Okay, it's small right now, but otherwise seems to work fine. And honestly, the y-axis is better than it usually is. Huh, see, I shouldn't do it manually. It's easier just to do it. Just guess. I guess I'm gonna do the outline now. So outline. For the outline, I like to edit the mesh a smidge, just so it's not horrible. Next order of business, we need to actually set it up so it uses the outline texture. You could use this as a tutorial on how to make outlines, though. I'll give you that much. So, Alt S. I'd like to have a 0.04 for these, which is double than what I did for Sakaki, so it's inaccurate, but I don't care. Oh, that's huge. Okay, maybe not 0.04. 0.0. How big did I usually make this? That's still huge. Hang on. Okay, that'll do. It's a little broken in some aspects. If I cared, I would fix it, but I don't, so don't have to worry about it. If you could just kindly export, thank you. 98 warnings, yeah. If it's under 100, you're fine. I assure you. Last time, I had a lot of trouble getting the outline working with Osaka, and I'm noticing that the outline isn't working for her, Kaorin here either. That's very strange. Why not? Why is the outline fucked every time? How does this happen? It's not because it's not thick enough, right? What if I made it huge? Alt S. There. There's your fucking outline. If it's too small, then fair enough. I can understand why that would be an issue, but otherwise this is ridiculous. I had this exact same issue before, and the solution was something. I don't remember what the solution was. It fixed itself on its own at some point, and I didn't want to question it. I forgot to delete these faces too. Alright, let's see. Do you work? Probably not. I'd like for you to, but you know, if you don't, well... No, it doesn't. Warum nicht? Why don't you function? Okay, if this is going to be anything like Osaka was, what's going to happen is I'm going to load into game with Kaorin here, and she's going to instantly crash everything. Okay. Yep. It's still crashing. Good. Okay. Not the end of the world necessarily, but it is a problem. So what the issue was with Osaka when this happened was because the things that had the facial flexes were annoying. Or there was like too much that was actually having the flexes. I don't know how, but that's just what the problem was. So I simply... What is that? I don't know what that is, but I'll take it, I guess. Separate that out, right? I assume all the flexes are contained to this. If they're not, big deal. Then we just delete all the shape keys here, right? I didn't select everything I was intending to, it appears. Right, now we delete all the facial flexes. Delete all shape keys. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I fear some parts of this may be broken because I was doing a lot of mesh editing on a shape key. Would that be unbelievably annoying? Yes. So I hope that wasn't... Oh my god, that was the problem, wasn't it? Oh, you swine. No fucking wonder. Okay. Well then. Potentially, we can fix it that way. Okay. Well, now that we know what the problem was, hopefully... Okay, so theoretically, the outline might not work. I don't know if the outline was connected with all this, but what should work is the flex is not instantly crashing my game. Okay, outline works. So that was the issue somehow, I don't know why. Any second now. Okay. Alright, do you crash?
Bill, quit shooting me!
Yep, that works. And do the... Okay, well... the arms aren't exactly accurate. Otherwise... I mean, the model works, you know, you can't deny that. Okay, we're gonna have to figure out why the... Oh, it's probably because the name is different for Francis exclusively. I could not tell you why such is the case, but I assume that's the problem. So, V-Arms Francis. Apparently, that's not what it's called. Wait, did I even compile them? Oh. Oh, I'm an idiot, okay. Gee, I wonder why it isn't working. It's not difficult to get the light stuff working. You just kinda redo the whole model, except you swap out the animations at the end. We don't need... Oh, out of my way. We don't need these. What we do need, however, is the proportion trick pose, which is already here. Perfect. I don't know why it shouldn't be, but it is. Now, the way to do the proportion pose is to do the same thing we did last time, but with Francis's skeleton. Now, because of the pelvis position difference, it will be a little worse than usual, but, you know, you can't win them all. She is significantly funnier, though. Remove the eyes now, we don't need these. And we just export purport light. And then, I should actually check if the eye size is good, because I didn't. It'll do. Okay, in that case, we can just compile the folder. Okay. Still works. The view model exists and probably looks the same as everyone else. The light model exists and also works. It will not be... I mean, that's not the ideal posture, but otherwise, that'll do. So I need to do the view model, the VGUI, but otherwise, Kaorin is done. I'm free. Temporarily. 59 minutes. That's not bad. Well, I mean, I need to add extra time, because, again, VGUI, but otherwise, that's good. Okay, well, anyway, that'll do. Goodbye.